say living life is free. I'll have to deny, 'cause every day I pay the price.
Old habits die hard. It's probably something you've heard before. It's probably a saying that you're familiar with, but it's 100% true. But just like other things in life, I don't think I fully thought about it. I got like the general idea, and I just started running with this idea, and now I'm going back in my own mind and like re-clearing up, like revitalizing, just putting a new emphasis on it, at least currently in my life, or I'm going to try to at least. And I feel it 100% that old habits die hard, and for this past week I just kept going back and realizing that. But before we get into all that, welcome to the complicated but kind of simple podcast. I'm here again with another video. Hope you guys are excited. I know I am, because I could not get this off my mind the whole week. And if you enjoy the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna start with defining habits, because habits to me used to be small decisions that I know they had significance, because it's like, you eat an Oreo every day. By the end of the week, that's 7 Oreos. But in my mind, that's what I thought of it as. It's just something small, like a cookie, just something quick, a quick action that I thought could have significance over time, but usually didn't have that much in the moment. But now when I look at habits, I see it more as just anything that I do for continual time. So going to class, that's a huge habit, eating the right food, that's a big habit, whatever it is. The way you drive, my father always had a habit that he always checks the vehicle around it before he even hops in it. I don't. But things like that make up so much more than I personally realized, that these big habits that I'm doing or not are what really drives me, and it's difficult to try to not make the same mistake again and try to boil down like, oh, okay, so habits are bigger. Habits are just not these small things. No, I'm trying to actually not only get examples, but now fundamentally look at how these habits shape us, It's really interesting, because again, this is one of those things that I was always told as a kid. But it never really stuck around when it came to the significance of it. And then now, just over and over, it was this week just repeated into my head. It was crazy. Like everywhere I would look this week, that was like a similar message. Old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. It's just over and over. And then I was doing some homework for one of my classes, and I had been introduced into this new concept, of or versus and it's the tyranny of or and the success, or the almost like liberation of and I didn't ever hear about this before. And I'm going to state this right now. I don't think this is going to just completely change and rework my life. But this, in combination with the first idea of habits, and this being another habit that stems off of itself into bigger things, that is what I think is going to help me a lot. But let me explain it for you. So the idea is Tyranny of or is thinking and boiling down ideas from one or the other. And it's easy because that's the first thing I recognized. Or is, okay, I'm gonna go here or there. I'm going to be successful or I'm not. I am either having a good time or I'm having a bad time, you know. Therefore, with that same idea, that isn't necessarily bad, but I think that it allows people, including myself, to just not need to think about things 100% critically when you should be, you know. It's so easy, and I've done this a million times, where I'll go, oh, I want to eat something tasty, but it's gonna be, you know, fat or high calorie. Or I'm gonna go get something that is low calorie, but it also tastes, you know, bland or just doesn't fill me up, whatever. When the reality of the situation is, I have mentally just put myself into one box or the other. Why? What reason for that? The only reason itself was to not just use your noggin, your brainial tissues, to look back at what is going on. You don't have to eat junk food and have a good taste buds, or like you have to eat healthy food and it's gonna taste bad. That's not true. That is not true at all. And it's that lack of awareness that just negatively impacts me, and I feel like a lot of other people. And this is where the "and" comes in, because it goes, I can have great tasting food and it's gonna fill me up and it's gonna be healthy, so it's gonna have everything that I want. And that's such a small example, but I think another would be, and this was online, I want to spend time with family, or I'm going to spend time by myself, you know, personal time. But it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, you know? Just because you're with your family does not mean that you're not having good quality personal time. Also, it doesn't mean that you're not enjoying yourself, you know? And if you say, I'm going to have personal and family time, right there, you've now just opened a whole nother wave of possibilities and things. Whereas before, your ideas stemmed from the one side or the other side. And it's kind of freaky. It's kind of freaky how you can realize, if you start breaking down certain ideas you have in your head, where you can catch yourself in this habit, which is the point. This is a habit. The "and" versus the "or," and taking that "or" because it's simple, is a simple habit. It's a thing that just gets you from A to B, but it doesn't consider how you're getting there. Where C is actually an option, and C might be better than B, but you just don't think about it. And that's a habit that I'm in have been. I'm gonna try to stop it, because a lot of life, it's so weird, because I'll look it back and I'll go, well, I know life isn't black and white. It's so many decisions, so many topics that I go over, so many examples throughout my life. I'll look back and go, it was never black and white. And then for some reason, my mentality over habits, over certain things, is still black and white. And it's so, it blows my mind. It literally just mushroom cloud my brain. Like, I don't get it. I do not understand it. But for some reason, it's the way I've been doing things. And this isn't the only thing over habits, you know. I would say that the reason I wanted to go over the and the or is because I just realized that from my project that is a huge thing. It's just major. But all these other habits, that's what started off this process of thinking, because habits are just so essential to who you are. And this is where the kinks start falling out, and the building isn't 100% built yet, but I think that makes a lot of who you are. You decide your habits. It's so easy to look at a big decision and say, oh, that's the thing that's deciding most of me, or I decided to go this way in life, so that's who I am. Or saying, oh, it's just the small things every day that decide. Well, it's both, but I was choosing that big decisions were the ones making me in my life and who I am, while not recognizing that the small ones do too, but that it's both of them. So it's a whole bunch of things. We have all these ideas coming in and out, and honestly, I'm pretty happy when it comes to being able to realize this. I feel like it's another challenge, but also I see how difficult it is. And I almost personally, and tell me if you guys feel like this, when you learn a new piece of information in life, now I feel responsible. I feel that I can't just walk away from this idea that I discovered, and to do myself as a person justice and almost honoring myself. I have to go now and try to wire this idea into my brain, as stubborn as I am, in order to benefit myself, because it's true. But anyways, that is going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Old habits do die hard, but guess what? I 100% believe that they can be made and die too. Don't be worried. It just takes a lot of work and discipline, but I think if you really have a goal and want it, I think that is the way to start with your habits, and that it's totally possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am gonna catch you later. Cheers.